I'm Karen Elgersma at the Craigdarroch Castle in Rockland, and you're watching Go Island on Shaw TV.
On today's show, Paul Ballstein checks out the new BMW bikes in preparation for the Ride to Live. And we hear the story of how one 14-year-old boy survived the tsunami that happened in Port Alberni 50 years ago. All that and much more on Go Island.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network.
Hello and welcome to Go Island. We are in the castle today. I love saying that so much. I don't know why, but I do. That's right. We're at Craigdarroch Castle in Rockland because there is so much happening here right now. Elisabeth.
Yes.
Do you ever get over coming to work to a castle? Like, do you ever, are you over it now? Because I can never get over it.
You know, absolutely not, especially because my offices are not located in the castle, so every time I come over here, it's an absolute treat.
It's such a cool place, and you really discover something new every time you come. And right now, there's lots of new things happening. Let's begin with sort of the basics. If people haven't been here in a while, or they've maybe never been here. What's going on? What's going on right now? The basics.
So essentially, Craigdarroch Castle operates as a historic house museum.
Yeah.
And so we're open daily for self-guided tours. And the way that it works is you come in and we give you a map, and then you just take your time wandering around each room and getting to explore the furnishings, the beautiful stained glass, and everything like that. In addition, we provide staff and volunteer docents who are there to answer your questions. So if you want to know more about the architecture, they'll absolutely tell you about that. And if you want to know about the sordid details, the Downton Abbey style information, we can certainly elaborate on the family history.
Tell us about the new documentary.
So we have this fabulous documentary. We've whittled it down to about a half an hour long. The feature-length 60-minute version is for sale in the gift shop. But we offer it included with regular admission, so you're welcome to come by and watch it. It plays every hour on the half hour, so at 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, etc. It's
also a fabulous set for a Sherlock Holmes production. Tease that a little bit. We're going to talk to our Sherlock Holmes team in a moment, but give us a little tease.
So essentially, the castle becomes the stage. You actually get to walk around within the home, and the actors move throughout the audience. You get to really engage in a way that you can't when you're sitting in the audience and the actors are up on stage. This is a much more experiential option for theater.
And we are going to meet Watson and Sherlock Holmes in just a moment. But first, spring has sprung here in Victoria. And for people who love motorcycles, that means there are new motorcycles out, or they'll take their old one, check the tires, check the oil, make sure they're ready to ride. But men, are you doing the same thing with your body? Well, Ride to Live is coming up. It's all about prostate cancer health. And Paul Ballstein met up with the organizers, and yes, he got a chance to ride on a brand new BMW motorcycle.
Robert, upon my soul, it is you. Come in, come in.
Hello, Watson. I wondered if I might find you here.
Yes.
Your stories are a favorite read for my daughter and I. You don't look quite the man you did when I threw you over the ropes at the old deer park, but then I suppose I've changed a bit too. But it's this last day or so that's aged me.
Yes, the letter from Morrison and Dodd arrived this afternoon with today's post.
Then you know why I'm here.
Yes, Holmes will be with us in a moment.
I must say I feel quite foolish arriving with such an outlandish story.
Yeah.
You both must think me quite mad.
Oh no.
Intrigued? I know I am. We are here at Craigdarroch Castle in Rockland. Love hanging out at a castle with some fine actors. Who are you? And tell us a little bit about the scene we just saw.
Well, it's very early on in the show. The show is called Sherlock Holmes and the Case of the Sussex Vampire. This is actually the 14th year in a row that we've been doing shows at the castle. Giggling Iguana started doing shows in 2000. So we have a long history of being associated with the castle. It's the perfect set. We try and pick shows that are kind of Victorian in feel. This is actually the second time we've done a Sherlock Holmes. The first time was The Speckled Band, which was, I think, in 2004.
And one of the things that makes it so unique, outside of the fact that it's in a castle, is that you use this space in a very sort of interactive or should I say movable way. So rather than going to a theater where you sit in your seat and you look upon a stage, it's a very different kind of feel here. Explain to the viewers how it works.
That's right. We call it site-specific theater, or I sometimes call it something else. But we bring the audience into us. The nice thing about the castle is there's lots of big rooms. So we find areas where we can gather the audience, and then we start telling them the story, and then we say, come, follow us, we're going to the next scene. And then we'll just move them to a different scene. And I think there are about 8 or 9 different spaces in the castle that we can use to gather the audience and squeeze them into a space and then do a different scene. And that just means that we can be a little bit more cinematic. The other lovely thing is the audience gets to be really, really close.
What's it like for you to perform in such an extraordinary venue?
Oh, it's so much fun. I mean, you get to sort of hang out behind the scenes, and you're running hither and thither very carefully because it's all very expensive. But it is really a lot of fun to do it.
As an actress, what is it like to work in this venue?
Oh, it's fabulous. Vocally, it's fabulous because all of the wood just resonates your voice even more, which adds to the whole sense of the play, especially it being Victorian. For me as an actor, as soon as we come in to start doing all of the staging in the castle, all kinds of possibilities open up, and you feel the atmosphere. The atmosphere just adds to whatever you're doing, and it's really a fabulous experience.
Now, have you heard that 50 years ago there was a tsunami in Port Alberni?
I actually did know that.
Yeah, I did not know that. And they're celebrating the 50th anniversary of the tsunami that happened there. And Nancy Wilmot met with a man who at 14 was out on a boat with his dad when the big tidal wave came. The story is extraordinary. It really is crazy to think in 1964 there was a tsunami in Port Alberni, and that so many people still remember that story and the stories that came out of that so well. And of course, history on Vancouver Island has created so many opportunities for us to tell stories, to explore things. And we're today at the Craigdarroch Castle. This place is filled with stories. What room are we in right now?
Today we're in the library, and we're very fortunate that throughout the museum's history, nobody ever painted over this exquisite woodwork. When we took over restoring the castle, it had been a military hospital. It had been the original University of Victoria when it was Victoria College. Then it was school board offices, and many people remember when it was the music conservatory. And fortunately, some of the rooms were not in great shape, but this one, you can see the Spanish mahogany is still in pristine condition today.
What a great room for a play. I'm thinking Sherlock Holmes, a little mystery, little, you know, old Victorian costumes. Remind the viewers of what's going to be happening here. And it's April, when do you guys open?
April 3rd.
On April 3rd. So tell us what's going to be happening here.
Well, we'll be doing Sherlock Holmes and the Case of the Sussex Vampire, which is one of the original Conan Doyle short stories that we've adapted. It's one of the later ones, and it's all about a family with a wife with a problem. She likes to suck the blood of her newborn baby. And so Watson and Holmes have been called in for the rescue.
Of course they have. Ooh, danger. We have to take a very short break, but please stay with us because we are going to hang out here in the castle, and we're going to tell you about a brand new hearing app that is going to change the lives of people who are hearing impaired. So stick around. Welcome back to Go Island. We're at the castle today. That's right, Craigdarroch Castle. And every detail in this room is just phenomenal. But that fireplace, Elizabeth, tell us a little bit about it.
Well, one of my favorite things about this fireplace is you can see there's actually a stained glass window above the hearth, which means that they had to bend the flue of the chimney to get that smoke away from, you know, the vertical direction. Ordinarily, you know, today we have our flat screen TVs, of course, above the fireplace, but this is really a very unique architectural feature that you see almost nowhere else.
For so many of us, hearing impairment can really affect your life, but there is a new app. It is the future, and I'm telling you, it is going to change lives. So chat us sing with that story. We have to take a very short break, but please stay with us, because when we come back, Dan Kahn sits down with Pastor Tom O'Sherrill. Because for 25 years, that man has been giving to our community in such a beautiful way through the mustard seed. This interview will absolutely inspire you, and more right here at Craigdarroch Castle. I just love walking down the sweeping staircase here at Craigdarroch Castle. It makes me feel like royalty. Now, Dan Kahn sat down with a very special man, Tom O'Sherrill. For 25 years, he has worked tirelessly for the mustard seed. He has made changes in people's lives in ways that we can't even imagine. He's 86 years old. And at last, he has decided to retire. This conversation with him will give you goosebumps, so sit back and be inspired, my friends. Of course, there's going to be a big old party for Tom O'Sherrill. It will be Saturday at Emmanuel Baptist Church. For more information, go to the Mustard Seed website and find out how you can be part of that. Now, if you want to be part of a very special theater production right here at the Castle, when, where, why? Tell us everything, Ian.
Sherlock Holmes and the Case of the Sussex Vampire, April 3rd through 12th at Craigdarroch Castle. Tickets are available at thecastle.ca or by phone at 250-592-5323.
I want to thank you so much for spending time with us today. We really appreciate that you take time out of your day to hang out with us. And we want to hear from you. So if you have any thoughts, feedback, any story ideas, you know where to find us. Facebook, Twitter. You can email us. You can call us. And if you see us around any castles hanging out, say hi.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network. Women's clothing provided by Tulip Noir. Casual designer fashions. Men's wardrobe by DG Bremner & Co. Menswear and accessories. Hair services provided by Salon J.